And now another episode of the Rebels Roost, starring the Rebel. Welcome to another episode of Rebels Roost. About 3 weeks ago, Michael was mugged, our oldest, getting off of the bus. They got his 2-bit phone. I don't give a shit about the phone. He was mugged by other junior high and high school kids from Lynn McKinley, which is a block down this way. The following day, they threatened him. That's what pisses me off. Since then, there have been more threats. That's better when it comes to lighting. Since then, there's been more threats. I have talked to these morons now twice and pointed out that I have nothing against tracking each and every one of these assholes down, literally, and skinning them alive, and then putting them, still alive, through a fucking wood chipper. And they will not be found. Ever. But it seems as though these morons, who have a loose affiliation with the Bloods, are not listening. Because again, this afternoon, he was threatened. Now, back when I was a kid, I wasn't a bully. I was the one after the bullies. I was a bully's nightmare. I stood up for the kids that got bullied. There was a group of us that did. Well, that group, to my knowledge, I'm the only one still alive. And I have went just over 20 years without getting into a fight, without shooting anybody, without killing anybody. Because I promised my wife I wouldn't do that no more. But it's really getting hard to keep that promise. It's getting very hard. We live in a culture that anyone encourages this type of crap. That's not a good thing. We should encourage the exact opposite. Understanding, tolerance of others, and most of all, standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Now, we also live in a culture that, it's not only kids doing this. Grown-ups do it. We do it to ourselves. Hell, look at the Republicans. Look at the Tea Party. They love to be bullies. They ain't right, but they do it. Now, before you go say, well, there he goes again, let me tell you something. There are countless times in the past, 6 years now, the Republican Party, and by extension the Tea Party, has been bullies. There is a proposed law in Kansas that will fine and possibly de-license TV stations for showing Cosmos, because these holier than thou dumbasses, you cannot tell people the truth. You can't tell people that they weren't created by God. You can't tell people that the world is round, that the sun does not revolve around the earth. You can't tell people that the earth is 4 billion years old, because everyone knows it's only 6,000. Ignorance is what they preach. And when a person does not want to be ignorant, they bully him. They harass him. Just like these morons are harassing Michael. Now, this is something that has to stop. This is not a good thing. In fact, bullying for any reason is not right. I may not like your particular point of views. I may not like the way you do things. But as long as it doesn't affect me, I have no right to say anything. I sure as hell have no right to bully you into my point of view. And kids learn from us. They learn from us, their parents. If we're bullies, they'll be bullies. Simple as that. You know, we're really teaching our kids how to go straight on to fucking hell and take the country with them. We're teaching them that bully people is okay, and it's not. We're teaching them that if you belittle somebody else's ideas, that's perfectly fine, because you have God on your side. That as long as you mention you're doing it in the name of God, it's fine. Now, I am not an atheist. I am not an agnostic. I am, in most simplest terms, a United Methodist Lutheran Catholic, Nad Brethren, Native American, Wiccan. In that order. Well, not quite in that order, but, you know. And being that I was exposed to all these different beliefs, and some Jewish in there too, somewhere along the line. At least that's what family tradition says. I have come to the conclusion that although there is a God, centuries ago, he told man to fuck off. He washed his hands because man is an idiot. And he went on and he did something else somewhere in some other galaxy. And he never has came back yet. And he ain't going to come back. There's no rapture, people. There's no Armageddon. When man goes out, is going to be going out in a whimper because he destroyed the fucking planet because he thinks he can bully nature as well. And bullies, one thing you cannot do with nature. Nature's a bitch. When she's PMSing, you better stand back because nature is going to win every single time. I'm not saying that I fully buy all liberal views. I don't believe in gun control other than hitting your target because the simple fact that there's so many guns in this country, gun control could never work. Plus the fact, if you are responsible with a gun, and you teach your kids to be responsible with a gun, which people are not doing anymore. A lot of you assholes are not doing it no more. You're instead telling kids that the gun is an almighty thing, just second only to God, that you have to have. No one has to have a gun. And some morons shouldn't have a gun, period, because you're morons. But if you're responsible with it, you teach your kid, for one thing, it's not a right. Having a gun is not a right. It's a tradition. But it's not a right. 2, everyone, yes, should know how to use a gun. As long as you're not a moron, you should have the right to own as many guns as you want. But teach your kids, hey, this is not a good thing to use on other people. I'm all for a good fight. I'm all for a good argument. I could argue with you all day and all night, and I'd probably win. Or at least if I'd lost, I'd admit it. And probably pipe a bit afterwards. Hey, no one knows everything. Even God doesn't know everything. I know, we play poker on Saturday nights. Him, God, me, Jesus, and Satan. We're all good friends. We sit around and play poker. We drink gobble wobble, hey. And that pisses some people off. Fuck you. But to teach your kid that you have to carry a gun, that's stupid. To teach them that you can solve all your problems with a gun, or that owning a gun makes you a man, is stupid. Because they're going to be bullies with a gun. And comes right back to being a bully. I don't like bullies. Unless they're coating barbecue sauce over an open fire. And to these morons, if you actually know how to go on here and not watch something that is not crap, let me remind you again. I once saw a Mexican down Juarez feed his old lady to the hogs while she was still alive. She screamed for 20 minutes. Afterwards, I had me a nice cigar, a steak, some tequila, some beer, and I slept very well that night. It did not bother me one bit. Mainly, I didn't know her, and it was none of my business. Now, if that didn't bother me any, do you really think that tracking you assholes down if you do anything to Michael is going to bother me one damn bit? I know where there's 37 acres of very secluded personal property, a wood chipper. Think about that. Because they won't find you. You will not be found. And if they can't find you, and there's no evidence, guess what? I'm going to walk away. I did skip trace. I did corporate security 10 years. I've been shot twice, stabbed, pronounced dead 3 times. I have had to use violence against others 43 times, and I've been cleared in every single fucking time. And other people's blood don't bother me one damn bit. My blood don't particularly bother me one damn bit either. So cool it. Lay off. If you don't, I will find you. If anything happens to that boy, 10 times worse is going to happen to you. I'm not going to call the police. And God ain't going to be here to save you. But me and all the demons in hell is going to come looking for your asses. And like I said, you want to stop this crap? You want to actually contribute to the world? Teach your kids not to be bullies. Teach them how to respect others. Respect is not a right either. Respect is something you earn. You want me to show you respect? Then you show me the same respect. Because if you disrespect me, I guarantee you, I'm going to be fucking disrespecting you. And it's going to be worse than what you do to me. You want to cut down on violence? Teach your kids not only to respect others, teach them to respect life. Quit being brainwashed by this Republican teabagging Republic dope crap. You think they give a shit about you? They don't give a shit, but they give a shit about the money, which most of you don't have. You have a lot of ignorance, but brains and money you ain't got. Don't be fooled by a suit. Don't be an idiot all your lives. Quit be the parents. You could be in Bullies, and maybe your kids will actually grow up to be somebody other than inmate 25578. And I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, brown, red. I don't give a shit. Because in the end, none of that matters. Because we're more than just what our skin is. We're humans. There's only one race. It's called the human race. And either you can be a good, upstanding human, or in other words, a pretty much hairless ape, or you can have your head stuck in the sand, be ignorant as hell, bully others, and basically be of no worth to anyone. You have no value in society when you're like that. Society puts value on those who contribute in a positive way. Bullies don't. Don't be a bully. Because eventually you're going to find somebody like me that's not going to put up with your shit. And you're either going to go to the hospital or the morgue. Either a bed or a slab. And personally, I don't give a shit which one it is. I actually prefer putting you on a slab. A lot less trouble that way. More paperwork, but a lot less trouble for me. Well, right now I've got to go and I got to get dinner on. So this will be the end of another Rebels Roost. There will be another one, though, either this weekend or early this coming week. And as you see, we now have our own YouTube channel. And we will be doing a lot more of these videos. We're even going to have a gun episode here either later on this month or sometime next month. So tune in for that one. We'll be doing some shooting and maybe even some blowing a few things up constructively. So this is the Rebels Roost, signing off. Keep reaching for the stars, motherfuckers. Rebel out.